again, everyone. It's been a while since I put a video up, but even though I'm semi-retired, I've been a bit busy. So today I'm going to be fitting some 1.9 ratio rockers, Mace rockers, that I bought second hand. I got them at half price. They cost a bit over $500. They say that it's an alternative to changing cams. It's probably a cheaper option, but at $500, you know, it's less work, put it that way. Whether it makes any difference, this is what I want to find out. But I watched a bloke on another channel. The channel's called RK Garage. He's in WA. He put some on a standard Ecotec, and he seems to think they didn't make any difference. So we'll give it a go, because I've got the bigger throttle body, but I've got the Mace ECU in it. So there's a few little modifications, but nothing brilliant. So we'll just go out to the car now. I've already removed the inlet, which you've got to do, and I'm going to do the hard side first. That'll be the only side I'm going to film, because you'll get the general idea. And then we'll go for a drive, I think, if I can manage it. Depends what time I finish it. And anyway, we'll go from there. We'll go out to the car now and get started. Okay, so here we are. As you can see, I've removed the inlet. I'm going to try and get this out without taking anything else off, but I've got a funny feeling I'm going to have to remove the cable bracket. So, and you can either use a 10mm or a 3/8. These engines, because they're US based, they have imperial bolts on them, like I'm going to be spinning over the crank, because I want to tighten up the rockers when they've got no load on them. So it is a, hang on, 15/16 on the crank, which fits the best. So let's try. I am going to try and film a bit better, because I'm trying not to get in the way of anything. But okay, so already I've got a drama, because the spark plug wire bracket is in the way down here. So I'm going to try and get a spanner. Yeah, I'm going to need a spanner. I reckon it's, or I could just bend it. I might try and, just hang on a minute. Yeah, there you go. Bit rough, but you know, I've been called all sorts of things on this channel, so I've got thick skin. Now, again, I think I can just manage it. I reckon the dipstick's gonna fail me. Dipstick, and it's this bloody bracket again. Hang on, I'm gonna have to like really modify the bracket for a sec. You know, don't do this at home unless you've got the blueprints for the engine. Now, that's better. Okay, look at that, mate. See that? Clean engine, regular oil changes. He's jealous. You should be, mate. Right. Okay, I'm going to spin the engine over. Just hang on, I'm going to get a rag. That's it. I don't really need a rag, it's just a security blanket for me. Okay, spin it over. So I'm just spinning the crank. The engine's a bit hot because I've just been out in it. So you can see the inlet exhaust, sorry. Is that exhaust? Nah, that's got to be inlet. Going down. Ah, you know what? It really would help if I had the car neutral. Right, let's try that. That's better. Alright. They got no load on them. Let me see. Yep. I'll just see how tight. They should be pretty tight, so I don't think this little ratchet's going to get them. Nah. Okay. Got to use the bigger one. This one. Alright. So I don't need that. Okay, so I'm using a 3/8. That's better. They weren't really that tight. Actually, what I might do is just rip them all out, because I've got to replace the base. Of course, I've got nothing prepared, eh? I'm bloody hopeless. Let's get rid of that. Should have something to put these in. I'm just going to go and get a tray. Sorry, I should be more prepared. Righto. So there we are. I've got a tray. Take that one out. Oh yeah, I should have cooled the engine off. They're pretty hot. I reckon, don't ask me why, but I think this is one of those jobs I'm going to regret. Because I do remember reading something about some sort of machining on a VY you've got to get done to fit these. So we'll see. It probably would have been better to remove the bracket. I'm going to take this air filter out too. The throttle cable bracket. It probably would have been better to do that. Just while I'm mucking around with this, not long ago I posted a video of a diff I bought at the Holden Day, 3.07 slippery. There's a reason I got it cheap, which is always the case with diffs. Hang on, I gotta really get organised here, because I want these rockers in order, just in case I got to put them back. Yeah, the diff, put it in the car, paint her all up. You know, you see the shorts I put up, paint her all up, took it for a run. Pinion bearings, the rest of it's good. The gears feel really good in it, they look good, but too much noise from the pinion bearings, which I'm not too fussed about. But so the upshot of that is that I ended up, oh yeah, I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to take that off. Yeah, the upshot of that is I ended up putting the original diff back in this, which was a 3.46 limited slip this car came out with, because this is the S model. And I've rediscovered my car. It goes a lot better. So the 3.07, the idea of the 3.07 was to give me a bit better fuel economy on the highway. But I've just been for a run down to Canberra, Queanbeyan to be specific, and I didn't notice any difference. So the 3.46 will probably stay, even though I had another 3.07 in this that I rebuilt, put new bearings in, but it, after about 2 years, it started making a noise when I decelerated, and I figured out that the pinion had come loose a bit. It wasn't really loose, but it wasn't as tight as it should have been. And I'm going to try and cheat. Nah, of course not. Anyway, that's my story. These, I think, well, you know, I thought they were 10mm, but they're not. God, there's nowhere to put these spanners in this car. Alright, let me try this little one. I could have swore they were 10s. Haven't done this for a while, but there they are. Always something in there, always something. So one there, one here. I don't even need to take it right off, I don't think. I'm hoping just to loosen it and move it. Because these things, you don't make adjustments on them, you just tighten them down, so he says. I've had these rockers for a little while, and they reckon it doesn't, you know, it shouldn't really take that long to do, but it's just one of those jobs, you know. I think the car's going really good. Do I really want to mess with it? And the answer is yes, as you can see, because I'm an idiot. Now, that'll do. Really shouldn't, because it really went well on the weekend going down the Queanbeyan. And you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I don't wait for them to break, I just break them. Anyway, I'm hoping, I've always been curious about these rockers, sorry. So I want to give them a go. I'll probably regret it, but I'll give them a go. Another thing I'm worried about is, I don't really rev this car anyway, but putting these rockers on, I don't think I'll be revving it, because the valve springs are as old as the engine, and I'm not going to pull the heads off and change the valve springs, even though I've got new ones. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not, alright? Don't try and talk me into it, because I'm not doing it. Next week I'll be making a video on changing valve springs. Alright, so as you can see, we have demolished one side. So now I'm just going to wipe down the gasket area. And we'll start putting the new rockers on. Alright, is that the way it goes? Is that the way it goes? Nah, not that. That makes more sense. Alright. So this has got, I'll just explain something here. Reusable bolts you get with it. Because the original ones, I believe, are torque to yield. Actually, they're just going on loose at the moment. And I did measure these, which you can do, and they are 1.9, because like I said, I got them second hand. Oh, this all looks good. Looks like it might be okay. Alright. But it's always a worry when you buy stuff like this. Why did they take it off? But the bloke I got it off said he sold the car. Now that part's okay, but I don't know many people who would rip these off if you were selling the car. So I'm hoping they're okay. Like I said, I've always been curious, but I really don't know if they do make a difference. I think. I don't know if he's given me all the bolts either. I'm hoping so, but this seems to be alright. Alright, so what I do, because I know these two are off the cam, and it's a different bolt now. It's not a 3/8 bolt, because as you can see, the hex head. So I did have the span. I did have it here. I'll go in the shed. I've got it in there, I think. Alright, so it's supposed to be tightened to 30 Newton meters. So I'll just knit them down. This is sort of the reason I'm so disorganised most of the time, is because it's usually a last minute decision to film these things or do it. Like today, I wasn't going to do this. Okay. I'm going to torque these down. I've already set the torque wrench. That's one. That's two. I think I don't know if I'm going to bother turning over the crank. Actually, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, boy? All he said to me, when you do first fire this up, it'll run rough for a bit until the ECU sorts itself out. It should be alright. So what I'm going to do is we're going to film this side, putting these in. I don't know if there's any benefit to filming putting the gasket back on, or the rocker cover, because that's pretty straightforward. But I'm going to completely finish this side, and then I'm going to go around the other side. But you won't be coming back until I finish the other side and we fire the car up. Pretty cruel, isn't it? You know why I'm doing that? In case I bugger something up and no one will see it. I quite often bugger things up, so anyway, you got to have a go, don't you? Okay. And if you watch my channel regularly, I'd like to apologise. No, you'll know that a lot of times where I should be using the tension wrench, I don't. I'm old school and I just tighten the crap out of them. That's good enough. I did it with a flywheel. If you go back to my old video, I did it with a flywheel, the clutch. Thing is, I did it with the other clutch because this has had two. Mind you, the second, it didn't need replacing, but I was on the rear main, so I just replaced it. Never had a problem. All right. Okay, let me see if I can get this screen back on. So, they're all done. I should really wind it over. You know what we'll do? We are gonna look sort of semi-professional here. We're gonna wind it over, make sure everything still turns. Oh, feels like more compression, mate. Whoa, look at that. Whoa. I reckon I'll be spinning the serpentine belt in every gear, mate. There you go. Yeah, because they actually, I should explain what I know, which will take all of 2 seconds. The idea of these is they actually push the valves down a bit further, same as the cam does. Still, I think a cam's a better idea, but look at how much more work it is. For me, I've got other things I want to do, especially with the white SS, and I'm building that. And my original plan was to put a cam in this and do this motor up, but at the moment I know that I just don't have time. Another thing I've got is extractors, and that's probably going to be the next thing. But like I said, we'll go for a drive, see if this works. Alright, I'll just pause for a minute. I'm going to get the new gasket ready on the rocker cover, and then we'll fit that up. Alright, I cheated a bit. Rocker cover's on. I will. Okay, what have I done here? Alright. I will endeavour to get these back on. Or this. Hang on. I've got to get one on the top. This keeps coming out. They're not too bad to work on, these things. Like I said, this is the worst side. The other side, I think, hang on, I haven't got this lined up. Now I have. That's on and that's on. Yeah, these are, they're not bad. They're more old school type engines. Cam in the block, unlike the Ecotec, but people bag the old Ecotec's, but mine's been going really good. and it really doesn't worry me if I've got to put timing chains in it, but so far so good. You know, you hear all sorts of complaints. These are simpler, as I've said before, but the Ecotec go really well. So, you know, I think a supercharged one of these is 170, 175 kilowatts from the factory. I know you can get a shitload more, but the old Ecotec and the Adventurer, it starts with 190. So, and then the VEs and VFs, they've got them up to 210. So I've just got to make sure this is all good. Yeah. Okay. My next step is just to put the air inlet back in. I think that's going to do me. I'm going to go and do the other side, but there's no need filming that. I'll do the other side. I'm going to finish, put the air filter back on, go and do the other side. We're going to come back on the first startup, which will be about a split second for you viewers there, and probably 3 days for me. Alright, see you in a minute. Okay, here we are. She's all done. Yeah, the other side, I don't, you know, there were a couple of obstacles, but all in all, it's not a bad job. I've got to get a bigger clamp here for this. That's just for the air inlet, but she's all hooked up. So, hang on, I've got to clean this lens. I'm very excited to announce that it's ready to start. Now, if it doesn't start, there could be a break in the transmission and some loud noises, but let's just hope that doesn't happen. Anyway, here we go, first startup. She's running. What have I just got? Yeah, I just threw something. Anyway, she's running. So, time for a test drive, eh? I'll just make sure, I'm going to let it run for a bit, make sure I'm not leaking oil out of these rocker covers. Everything else looks fine. Like I said, I've got to get a clamp for this, but it should be okay just to go for a run. And I'll set you up in the car best I can. We'll go for a run, eh? Oh well, there you go. It's very, very hard to tell. The car goes really well, but it was before, so I'm gonna have to say I agree 100% with the guy in Western Australia. If you had a standard engine, or even slightly modified, and we're not talking about cams here, and you wanted to modify it, I'd go for a cam. I know these aren't magic. They say you can get like up to 10%, 20%, whatever. I can't remember now. You'd have to go to the website and read about it. But is it worth $500 to bolt these things to your car? I'm going to say no. Although I could be wrong. I've only just taken it for a quick run, and this is a built-up area, so I can't really go too mad. But it does feel different. It actually, it's hard to describe, because when I got the ECU modified by Mace modified the ECU, I think it actually advanced the timing as you get up in the rev range. So this feels a bit smoother through the rev range. That's the only way I can put it. I paid $250 second hand, and I'm pretty happy with that. Whether I'll let you know, I'll make a short later on when I've driven it more, so I'm probably being a bit unfair. I'm not saying that Mace made a bad product, or you know, or it doesn't work, but I can't feel an immediate difference, is what I'm saying. And I've got the bigger throttle body on this, and like I said, in the modified ECU. That's all though, so you know, with further modifications it could be better. But if you were going to rebuild an engine, you'd just go for a cam. This, like I said, I'll drive it more and I'll let you know, because I'm probably am being a bit unfair. But like I said, I can't feel an immediate difference. But it's not like a turbo. It's not just going to kick in and throw you back in the seat. So it could actually be making more power, but without dyno testing it before and after, you'll never know. So like I said, I'll keep you posted. It wasn't a very hard job to do. I tried to get away with taking off the minimal amount of accessories that I could. Didn't work. I still had to take off the accelerator cable bracket, but that's not hard. That's only 3 10mm nuts, and I bent that bracket because I don't use it anyway. Yeah, so next video, I don't think I'm going to film it, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to check my brake pads, but I'm going to paint the calipers. I bought this really good paint, so very similar to the stuff I used on the diff center, and I reckon, let's see, $500 for U-Beauty rockers, 1.9 ratio rockers, or paint your calipers. And you know what, I just know when I paint these calipers, this thing is just gonna launch, mate. It'll just, I don't know what it is about painted calipers, but it's gonna take off. I'm actually a bit scared to do it, but that's why I don't want to film it, because you don't want to see an old man cry. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and the rantings of an old man, and like I said, I'll keep you posted, and please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, See you later. By the way, I just thought I'd show you where I am. I'm out at the point near Lake Illawarra. Beautiful place, beautiful day. There you go, you jealous? Oh, I'm lost. I gotta ring my missus. Let's get her to talk me home. See you later.